Armin had always been a light-hearted, man-funny, sarcastic, and the type who didn't think before speaking. His wife, Zara, on the other hand, was gentle, sensitive, and loyal. She believed that marriage was built on words spoken with care and love. But one evening, Armand made the worst joke of his life. It was a normal evening. Zara was in the kitchen cooking Armand's favorite meal. Armand walked in, leaned against the table, and with a playful grin said, "You know, Zara, I actually have 2 wives, and you're not even one of them?" He chuckled, expecting Zara to roll her eyes and laugh with him like always. But she didn't. Her smile faded instantly, her hands trembled. The spoon she was holding clattered onto the stove as her heart dropped into silence. She stared at him with disbelief. "Armand, what does that mean?" Armand shrugged casually. "It's just a joke, come on." But the damage was already done. That night, Zara didn't eat. She didn't talk. She didn't even look at him. She lay on her side of the bed, eyes wide open, replaying his words again and again. 2 wives? Not her? Was he hiding something? Someone? Armand noticed her silence but didn't understand the depth of it. He simply turned off the lights and slept, unaware that his wife cried quietly beside him. The next morning, Armin woke up to the sound of a suitcase zip. Zara was packing her clothes, her face pale, her eyes red. "Zara, what are you doing?" She swallowed hard. "I'm leaving. I may not be one of your wives, but I won't stay where I'm not respected." Armand felt a punch in his chest. He had never seen Zara like this, broken, defeated, and trembling. "Zara, wait, I didn't mean it seriously." "You didn't mean it," she whispered, "but it meant something to me." Armand held her shoulders gently. "Zara, listen to me. There are no other women. I swear to God." She looked at him with wounded eyes. "Then why would you say something like that?" Armand finally realized how careless he had been. "Because I'm stupid," he whispered. "I joke too much. I forget that words can cut deeper than knives." Zara wiped her tears but didn't step back. "So who were those 2 wives you were talking about?" Armand sighed, sat on the edge of the bed, and gave a sad smile. "They're not people, Zora. They're parts of my life." She frowned. "What do you mean?" Armand took her hands in his. "The first wife is my work. The job I give too much time to." Zara had decided to stay after Armand apologized, but the wound inside her heart did not heal overnight. Sometimes a sentence can be forgiven, but it cannot be forgotten so easily. A new fear. The next few days, Zara tried to act normal. She cooked. She cleaned. She smiled. But every time Armand's phone rang, her heart jumped. What if he really had someone else? What if his joke wasn't a joke? Armand noticed her fear, the way her eyes followed him whenever he walked out of the room, the way she tried to hide her insecurity behind fake smiles. One evening, he sat beside her quietly. "Zara, do you trust me?" She lowered her eyes. "I want to, but your words created doubts I never had before. Messages that changed everything." Just as Armand was about to comfort her, his phone buzzed on the table. A woman's name flashed on the screen. "Hira calling." Zara's blood ran cold. Her heart stopped. Her hands froze. Armand's face went pale too, because he knew exactly what was going through her mind. "Zara, wait." But she was already standing. "This is why you joked?" she whispered painfully. This was the truth? Before Armand could grab the phone, it stopped ringing. A message appeared. Zara read it with trembling eyes. "Armand B.Y., please confirm tomorrow's meeting time." She looked at him, confused. "Bye? Meeting? Who is Hira?" The truth behind Hira. Armin finally exhaled. "She's my colleague. She calls every month to take details for the office report. That's all, Zara. Nothing else." Zara's face softened slightly, but the pain was still there. "You should have told me," she whispered. "I thought she was one of them." Armand gently held her hands. "Zora, there is no them. There's only you. You're the woman I married, the woman I love, the woman I cannot lose." But the damage was deeper. Zara didn't pull her hands away. But she didn't smile either. It's not just your joke, Arman, she said softly. It's the fear that maybe one day you might say something even worse. Arman felt his chest tighten. Then I'll spend every day proving to you that I'm not that man, he said. And I'll start right now. He opened his phone, showed her all his messages, calls, contacts, everything. No secrets, he said. No lies, no other woman, no other life. Zara looked at him with teary eyes, and for the first time since that horrible joke, she believed him. Zara felt a little better after seeing Armin's honesty, but a crack once made in the heart takes time to heal. She was trying, truly trying, but the insecurity wouldn't leave her so easily. A quiet dinner. That night they sat for dinner together. Zara served the food silently. Arman kept stealing glances at her, hoping to see a hint of the old smile. But her face remained calm. Too calm. Halfway through the meal, Zara suddenly asked, Arman, if your joke was harmless, why did you say it in the first place? Arman froze. He didn't know how to explain a joke that wasn't funny. I just said it carelessly. I thought it would make you laugh. Zara's eyes dimmed. So, in your mind, hurting me is funny? Her voice wasn't loud, but it cut deeper than shouting ever could. The trigger. Just then, Arman's phone buzzed again. Zara didn't want to look, but her eyes automatically went to the screen. This time, it wasn't a woman. It was a man named Sajid. Arman stood up immediately. Zara, I'll take this outside. It's about work. He stepped out onto the balcony, but Zara's heart sank again. He closed the door behind him. Why outside? Why close the door? If everything is clean, why hide? Her hands tightened around the edge of the table. For the first time in her life, Zara felt something new. Something dangerous. Doubt. The phone call she heard. She didn't want to spy, but the voice coming from the balcony was loud enough to hear. Arman's tone was tense. Sajid, I told you not to call me at this time. No, not today. I'll talk to her later. Just don't bring this up again. Zara's heart almost stopped. Bring what up again? Her mind filled with possibilities. What was he hiding? What was he afraid of? The breaking moment. When Arman came back inside, Zara was standing with tears in her eyes. Arman, what are you hiding from me? His eyes widened. Zara, it's nothing. Nothing? She snapped, her voice shaking. First your joke, then that woman Hira, and now a secret call you don't want me to hear. Arman stepped forward. Zara, trust me. No, she cried. You broke my trust yourself. I never doubted you. You created this fear. You created this distance. Now tell me, what is going on? Arman clenched his jaw. His silence scared her more than any words could. Finally, he whispered, Zara, I was trying to protect you from something. Zara stepped back. Protect me from what? Arman looked down, his voice barely audible. From the truth. Zara's heartbeat thudded so loudly she could hear it in her ears. Arman's last sentence had shaken her completely. I was trying to protect you from the truth. She stepped closer, her voice trembling. Arman, what truth? Arman looked up slowly. His eyes were tired of hiding, tired of pretending, tired of carrying something heavy alone. Zara, please sit. I'm fine. Tell me. No, Zara, he insisted. You need to sit for this. She reluctantly sat on the sofa, her hands shaking in her lap. Arman sat opposite her, but he couldn't meet her eyes. The secret? After what felt like ages, he finally spoke. The call you heard. It wasn't about another woman. It wasn't about cheating. It wasn't about love. Zara exhaled, confused. Then what is it? Arman rubbed his face with both hands. I'm in trouble, Zara. A serious one. And I didn't want you to get involved. Zara's eyes widened. What kind of trouble? Arman looked at her with guilt and fear mixed together. My job. My company. Something went wrong. Terribly wrong. I are choke. Zara leaned forward. What happened at your company? Armand swallowed hard. There's a major financial problem. Some accounts aren't matching, and they think I am responsible. Zara gasped. What? But why would they think that? Because I was the last person who handled the file before everything went missing. Zara's hand flew to her mouth. Missing money? Documents? What exactly? Armin nodded slowly. Both. And the amount is big, Zara. Very big. Her heart sank deeper. How big? Armand finally whispered. 25 Lelier croupies. Zara felt the room spin around her. The confusion. Armin? Did you do it? He looked hurt, really hurt. Zara, after everything we've shared, do you think I could steal? She shook her head immediately, tears filling her eyes. I don't believe you did it. But why hide this from me? Why suffer alone? Armand stood up and paced the room. Because if you knew, you'd blame yourself. You'd think my stress, my silence, my distance were because of another woman, but it was all because of this. Zara slowly connected all the dots. His late nights, his stress, his sudden mood swings, his stupid jokes, his distraction, his fear. Everything made sense now. The real reason for the joke. Zara asked softly. Then what did your joke mean? Armand froze. He turned to her slowly. Zara, when I said I have 2 wives, I meant stress and tension. They were eating me alive. I didn't know how to explain it. His voice broke. You weren't the problem. You were the only comfort I had left. And even then, I hurt you. Zara stood up, tears streaming down her face. Armand, why didn't you tell me earlier? We're a team. You don't have to suffer alone. Armand sighed deeply. Because I was scared you would leave me if the truth came out. Zara touched his face gently. Armin, I'd never leave you, not for a rumor, not for money, not for fear. Armand closed his eyes as a tear rolled down his cheek. For the first time. Zara saw him break.